Hey parents, we're going to be talking with your kids again this Sunday about perseverance. And we're defining perseverance as refusing to give up even when life gets hard. And I know of a couple of guys in the Bible that really had to refuse to give up even when things got hard. And their names are Paul and Silas. And it's a story we're going to be talking to your kids this Sunday at BNC about. Paul and Silas were sent to a place called Philippi by God, and they were sent to tell everyone else about Jesus. Well, long story short, they ended up in prison. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a really fun time for me. And they probably questioned God, why did you send us here? Why did you send us here to be sent to prison? But you know what? Paul and Silas didn't do that. In fact, when they were sent to prison, they were beaten with rods, and then they were put in stocks so their feet couldn't move, and their hands were hung up above their heads with chains. And while you think they might have been complaining, they weren't. In fact, they were singing praises to God, which seems completely bizarre. And as a result, God sent an earthquake, their chains were broken, and as a result of all of that, the jailer and others heard about the gospel about Jesus, and they gave their lives to Jesus. Now, could you imagine the story if Paul and Silas had complained? If Paul and Silas got in there and think, well, God, you sent us here, and look at us now. We're not doing anything good. And look, we've been beaten, and they could have complained and complained and complained. Kind of like us. And I can get into some situations, and I'm the first to admit that I can complain and whine and moan and groan. But you know what? That would not have done Paul and Silas any good to complain. And it doesn't really do any good for us to do the same. And so with your kids, we want you to model that with your kids. You can show your kids that you can refuse to give up even when life gets hard. And you can choose to either complain or you can try to figure out and search and trust in God, lean into God, and ask Him not so much why you're here, but what God is doing. Because God is always doing something in our lives. And you can show your kids that kind of faith. And God can make something beautiful happen in some of the most unbeautiful of circumstances. I want to encourage you. Allow that to happen in your lives and allow your kids to see that. We love you and we're praying for your families. Thank you so much for being a part of our BNC family.